graduate research? Dr. Richardson,
Hey.
do you have a moment?
What's up?
Could I ask you a couple of questions
Ask me a
about
couple.
graduate research?
Okay,
Hey, what kind of math do you specialize in?
I do complex analysis.
Could you explain what that is?
Essentially, it's calculus, but with complex numbers instead of real numbers.
Okay, how is that applied?
Well, one of the things that I do in there is what's called geometric function theory. Geometric function theory is all about how...
Double.
Hey!
Hi, Dr. Miller.
Dr. Mrs.
It can be used in things like fluid flow, anything that is the complex numbers form a plane, and so the inputs are naturally two-dimensional and the outputs are naturally two-dimensional. So if you think about how water flows through a pipe, you can take the position as the input of that little bit of water, and then you can take the output as the speed, right? And so you get naturally a fluid flow thing. And so what we do is try to make functions with certain properties that would be used to model that fluid flow. So one of the original problems in my field was taking the airplane wing and modeling how air would flow around that. So
If I were to pursue a master's degree and I chose complex analysis to be the topic of my thesis, what kind of thesis would I be working on?
that's tough. There are so many different places in complex.
Really? Could you
right?
give me an example of yours?
So I actually didn't do a master's thesis. Mine was a project. And so what I did was learn about sort of a related topic that's called planar harmonic mappings. And I gave a bunch of presentations on that. And planar harmonic mappings are where you take sort of classical complex analysis and just tweak it just a little bit and see what happens. And so it was still a fairly new, the papers that I was looking at were 10 years old rather than, 150 years old. And so it was still a fairly new idea, and there's still lots of things that haven't been done. And that's what my original thesis was going to be in. And then we ran into this other problem, and he was like, oh, you need to do this. So I switched over to this. But I was doing planar harmonic mappings as sort of my master's work. Just seeing what changed when you changed the definition by this little bit. So it was pretty cool.
Why do you enjoy mathematics?
I like, probably the thing that I like best about mathematics is I feel like when my intuition clicks, you realize why it has to be that way. And so I can sort of build things from basic principles that I don't have to remember as much. I have a terrible memory, and so that helps a lot.
Well, thank you.